Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am sharing products in my collection that give my skin the ultimate glow. So I'm talking all of the products that I use when I want a super glowy or dewy look. I thought this video would be really appropriate since it is summertime now, basically, I think. I mean, it's basically 90 degrees here in Tennessee now, so I consider it to be summertime. And in the summertime, I'm always looking for new products that are really going to give me like that ultimate glowing look. So I wanted to share products in my collection with you guys that I use all the time, anytime I want that intense highlight or intense glowy look or really dewy foundation. And I'm going to cover pretty much everything from foundation, primers, highlighters, things of that nature that really enhance the skin and give you that nice glowing effect. So I want to go ahead and start out with primers. Most of the time when I'm going for that really glowy look, I'll use a liquid illuminator as my primer, and that's just because it really gives that stunning effect underneath the skin, kind of like an ethereal glow. One of my all-time favorites is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector liquid. I really don't like the liquid version as just a cheek highlighter. I find that it works phenomenally underneath my foundation to really just boost my foundation and kind of give it just a glow from within. I have two shades. I have Champagne Pop, which is the shade I have right here, and also Opal. Opal is a little bit more on the intense side. Champagne Pop is a little bit more on the subtle side, I guess you would say. It doesn't have as much luminosity as Opal does, but I absolutely love these underneath my foundation. I'm wearing Champagne Pop underneath my foundation today, and it just kind of gives any foundation a nice luminous effect. If you wear matte foundations, if you have really oily skin, you can still wear something like this underneath your foundation if you want that luminous effect without being too oily, because obviously if you're going to wear a matte foundation over this, it'll help mattify it a little bit, but you'll still have that kind of glow from within. As far as an actual primer goes, I love my bareMinerals Brightening Primer. This actually isn't the brightening one, this is the BB one. My brightening one is in my travel makeup bag, but let's just pretend like this is the brightening one. You guys know bareMinerals Brightening Primer is my #1 primer. If I could just pick a primer to go with for the rest of my life, it would definitely be that one. And the reason I love it so much is because most hydrating or brightening primers, they don't really feel like a primer, but the bareMinerals Brightening Primer feels very smoothing on the skin. You can feel it filling in pores. That was a tongue twister. Feel it filling in pores. And it also has these finely milled pigments in it that really brighten your skin and give your skin a nice glowy finish. So if you need something that is still gonna, you know, fill in your pores, but still give you a nice luminous effect, the bareMinerals Brightening Primer is definitely all-time fave. So let's go ahead and move into foundations. I have two foundations to talk about, and these are hands down the most dewy, the most glowy foundations in my collection. The first one is the Becca Aqua Luminous Foundation. This stuff right here is like pure water on your skin. I mean, it is so luminous, so glowy. It literally makes your face look wet when you apply it. And I will say that normally when I wear this foundation, I do have to set at least my T-zone with some powder, because if not, I look like a mermaid, which isn't a bad thing, because if you have dry skin like me, that's pretty good. You're doing okay for that. So if you love dewy foundations, this is like hands down the most dewy foundation I have ever tried, I think, in my entire life. I tried to think of something that was more dewy than this, but I couldn't. It has a nice medium finish to it, a medium coverage. You could do light coverage with it too, just depending on how much you use. But yeah, ultimate dewy fest right here. This is one of my favorite foundations of all time. It's actually not even considered a foundation, but I'm wearing it right now. I wear it as foundation all the time. It's bareMinerals Complexion Rescue. I rave about this 24/7, year-round, non-stop. This is actually described as a tinted hydrating gel cream. So this is more on the spectrum of a BB cream or tinted moisturizer. You can build this up to about a medium coverage depending on how your skin is. If you have really flawless skin and you know there's no blemishes or things that you need to cover, I would say that this would appear as a medium finish, or you could build it up to a medium coverage if you wanted to. For those who, you know, may have more imperfections or blemishes, it may be more on the light coverage side from what you're used to as far as like a regular foundation goes. But the main reason this is in my top glowy favorites for foundation is because this product actually increases your skin hydration by a crazy percentage after you use it, and the product is actually surrounded by water itself. So when it touches your skin, you experience this really cooling effect, and it just leaves this gorgeous natural dewiness on your skin. It's very hard to describe, but if you have tried Complexion Rescue, then you know what I'm talking about. And the formula is just crazy because somehow bareMinerals managed to make a product that is literally surrounded by water. So I can't explain it. I'm not the scientist behind this, but you know, if a product is surrounded by water, your face is gonna be dewy goodness, basically. So like I said, I am wearing this today, and I have a pretty full coverage going on today. Normally what I do, if I do want a super full coverage look with Complexion Rescue, is I actually just go in and add my bareMinerals brightening concealer, or my serum concealer. What is that called? Bare Skin Brightening Serum Concealer. That's what I go in and add kind of around my face to give my skin a little bit more coverage. But phenomenal product. Love it so much. So I want to talk about a powder because I know there may be some of you guys out there that have really oily skin, and for you to wear something like Complexion Rescue or even Becca Aqua Luminous, it just might not be realistic depending on your skin type. So sometimes powders just work better depending on if you have oily or combination skin. And so I wanted to talk about my favorite luminous powder foundation, you guys know, is the bareMinerals Original Foundation. The reason I think that this qualifies as such a good luminous powder foundation is it actually has the minerals mica and bismuth oxychloride in it. However, there is a downfall to that because I know several people out there are allergic to the bismuth oxychloride. It can cause a itching sensation if it's mixed with sweat. So if you're the type of person that sweats a lot and it mixes with that, it can cause your face to really itch. So if that happens, bareMinerals does make other formula foundations that don't have the bismuth. The matte foundation doesn't have the bismuth. However, if you go with the matte foundation, you're not going to get the glow like you do with the original. So just a heads up with that, because I know when I bring up original foundation, some people have to say that. I know, I worked for bareMinerals for 5 years. I know the struggle. But for me, it does not irritate my skin. It's my all-time favorite powder foundation. It just looks so natural on the skin. And throughout the years, I really think bareMinerals has bumped up the luminosity in this formula because I had a new container recently that I opened and used, and I just felt like my skin was glowing more than ever. So yeah, if you have not tried this, it's worth a shot. And you guys know I've preached this from day one on my channel. All right, fun part. Let's go ahead and talk about highlighters. I want to talk about one that is brand new. It literally just came out a couple days ago, and I am just so obsessed with this. This is every highlighter's dream. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. So you guys are probably familiar with the Cover FX line that they created this year, or this past year, with the dropper bottle. I can't remember what those were called, custom cover drops, I think. And they're just really expanding on that style of product. So they came out with these custom enhancer drops, and these are basically liquid highlighters. No joke, you guys, if you follow me on Snapchat, you saw how intense these are. So I'm going to show you on my hand right now what this looks like. This one is in the shade Celestial, and it's this nice kind of silvery pink color. Do you see that? Like, do you see this? So this is without blending. So when I blend it out, that's what it looks like. Holy cow. Like, I could not believe how intense this was. And honestly, I wished I would have picked up a darker shade. I think they came out with 5 or 6 shades because this is a little intense on me. Like, I'm wearing it right now, but I kind of had to tone it down with another powder highlighter because it is so intense. But if you have fair skin, this shade right here would be awesome on you. So that's sheared out. That is like, I think that's as sheer as I can go with it, pretty much. And I mean, look at that. It is so crazy. You guys definitely need to check these out. They have stunning colors. I was so torn between this one and another shade they had called Moonlight. I think I'm going to get that shade as well because it will really match my skin tone better right now since I am self-tan. But oh my goodness, this is like pure highlighted pigment. Oh my gosh. And I've not even tried this as a primer because I was literally afraid that my face would be so highlighted that aliens on the moon could see me. Next is a highlighter that I really feel like started the highlighting revolution. It is MAC's Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Soft and Gentle. I'm sure probably 70–75% of you guys watching have Soft and Gentle. This, from what I can remember, was the first highlighter on YouTube. I could be wrong, but everybody had Soft and Gentle when I started watching YouTube 5 or 6 years ago. It is such an intense beigey highlight. I really find myself wearing this only at night when I'm doing a nighttime look because it can emphasize the pores during the daytime. I definitely notice because it does have some chunks of glitter in it, it can enhance the pores a little bit. But at night, when you want that like pop and highlight, go for it. Bathe yourself in it. It is such a stunning color. It matches a ton of different skin tones, and it's just a cult favorite in the highlighting world. I feel like you can't go wrong with it. This is Lorac's brand new highlighting formula. It is called the Light Source Illuminating Highlighter. I have mine in the shade Daylight, which is a pale gold color. I'm just really impressed with the formula on these highlighters, but nobody's picking up on these. Nobody is talking about these highlighters. The reason I wanted to talk about this mainly is because this is a pale golden highlighter. So if you have more of a lighter skin tone, if you're on the fair spectrum and you love all these golden highlights that are out there, like Laura Geller Gilded Honey, but those show up literally gold on your skin tone, this is a great option because it is such a pale gold shade. And when you apply it to your skin, you're going to pick up a little bit of a golden hint, but not like you would if you were using something like the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. But I just love how smooth these apply. I don't find that the formula on these enhance my pores. I just want every single shade from this collection. This is the only one I picked up so far, but I want more because they are buttery smooth. They just look really flattering on the skin as well, and I just love this shade right here. So it was called Daylight. Again, next time you're at Ulta, Kohl's, wherever carries Lorac, check these out because I think they're worth looking into. Speaking of golden highlighter, this is one of the ultimate highlighters I have in my collection. It is the Bobbi Brown Highlight Powder in Bronze Glow. I think she still makes this. This was a limited edition product, but I feel like it was made permanent. It's a very interesting formula because it has this unique texture to it, like a very smoothing texture. But when you apply it on your skin, I don't know how to, okay, how do I describe this? I feel like it's almost a gel formula in the compact, but when you apply it on your skin, it just turns into a powder. So this is what Bronze Glow looks like. And you can see right now it's even a little dark on me. But when I am really tan, like when I get to my tannest point, I always pull out this highlighter because it is stunning on tan skin. It's that perfect kind of golden look. It's the closest thing, in my opinion, to the what is that highlighter from MAC that everyone goes nuts over? Whisper of Guilt, MAC Whisper of Guilt. It's the closest thing I think that I have found on the market that is like that. The Laura Geller Gilded Honey is very similar as well, but for all the tan skin people out there, this is such a luxurious product. It's so pretty on the skin. I just love it. I want to talk about a couple blushes that I love using anytime I want a luminous cheek. The first one is the Milani Baked Blush. These are great drugstore alternatives to any type of basically baked blush, any type of shimmery blush out there. Really nice formula. They last a good while on the cheeks, and the formula is pretty luminous for a drugstore option. This one right here is called Bellissimo Bronze. Love wearing this in the summertime. A more expensive version of this is the new Becca Luminous blushes. Now I freaking love these blushes. These are basically the Shimmering Skin Perfectors in a blush form with color. They are so dewy, so luminous. You can see it's got that shine to it. The formula is incredible on these. I love these blushes. I've been getting asked recently what I've been wearing on my cheeks a lot. That is the Becca Luminous Blush in Blushed Copper, which I know has been out for a long time. I know they released this in the first Becca Jaclyn Hill collaboration or the Christmas palette. I can't remember which one it was. But I have been wearing this on my cheeks so much. I love it. So those are two blushes, very similar. Another one I have that was kind of like a splurge luxury cheap product is the Laura Mercier Shimmer Bloc in Pink Mosaic. I love using this as a blush. It's got 3 different colors in it. You've got this really nice beigey golden tone. This is stunning actually as an eyeshadow, but this is just gorgeous. You can actually use this palette as a blush and highlighter combo. The pink and the really pale shade can be used as highlighters, and then the other 2 as more blushes. I personally just like to use this as a blush anytime I want like a daytime glow. Most of the time I wear this product, I find when I don't wear bronzer. It just peps up my skin, gives my skin a nice healthy glowing look. And I just love the shades that they chose to put in here. I don't know what it is about it, but I love this Shimmer Bloc, whatever, yeah, Shimmer Bloc is what it's called. Alright guys, so those are the products that I reach for the most in my collection when I do want a really nice glowing look. Basically, when I want to bathe in the glowiness, these are the products that I reach for. I hope I gave you guys some suggestions if you're on the hunt for some new summer glowing products. I love every single one of these. I just feel like in the summertime, a lot of these are my main staples. They stay on my makeup desk. And if you have any questions about the products, any questions I did not answer, feel free to leave them down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!